Hi, everybody. So my name is Diana, and I just completed an MBA this April and will be convocating virtually in May. I'm just going to talk about just the application process and some things to consider when pursuing an MBA. So just some things like for like a master's versus an MBA. So a master's is a 1 year program that kind of has like a focus on a particular subject. So kind of like master's in marketing or a master's in accounting. And then you'll also see that it's really rare to find a master's in management because that's essentially what an MBA is. An MBA is kind of like almost like a master's of management because it prepares future leaders um, a taste in everything with a particular concentration, such as sustainability or entrepreneurship. In my case, my concentration was in community economic development. So it kind of focuses on the sustainability of rural and urban communities and how the government interacts with those communities and how it prepares for different types of processes and how to kind of when things are in urgent need, how to prepare for like kind of the worst case scenario. So depending on the school, also an MBA can range from a year to 2 years. So like some MBAs, they do have internships as well. So that's why it's a little bit longer in some cases. And then also some schools, they do have kind of different tiers. So for example, an executive MBA, a part-time MBA, and then just like the regular MBA as well. So like those are kind of things that are kind of factors when an applicant is considering MBA. So an MBA gives you the foundation for like a future management position or consulting position or business. So like for right now, like I am working as a marketing consultant. So I help kind of small to medium businesses in their like strategies of marketing and kind of like also in rural communities as well. So that's kind of a particular subject that kind of drew me to my particular program. So like yeah, it's really important to like kind of consider what you want to take out of an MBA program after you complete it. Another thing that applicants or people consider an MBA is just due to the fact that they want to network. So a huge component of the MBA is making a large connection. So it's like really important to like find a good school as well because these connections can help you in your future career as well. Because you're not only learning how to run a department or your own company, you're also building a network of people that have connections around the world. So like if you are building a specific company and you need like specific resources, an MBA is really an excellent way to get those like those connections and resources. Because like also like sometimes like a person that doesn't necessarily have a university education, sometimes they will hire people with MBAs just because of that reason only, which is the networking, and they have those connections to those resources. So when you are in an MBA program, it's important to build a good rapport, good kind of reputation within the classroom as well. So when you're first applying to an MBA, it's really important to consider about 10 to 15 schools. And remember that it's also important to have a bachelor's degree before you apply. It doesn't necessarily have to be in business, your bachelor's degree. It could be in any specialization because a master's or an MBA will help prepare you to become a leader or a manager in your specific field. So it doesn't have to be in business, but For myself, I kind of had uh, like my family what is in business, so like I chose to go the business route. So my undergrad was a bachelor of commerce in accounting. So it's really different from what I'm doing now, but like um, it's a part of life as well. So like getting an MBA, it will help you kind of fine tune um, more of what you want to do, but you have to kind of see the bigger picture of what you would like to do after. Um, Also, one thing before you consider applying for an MBA is to have prior experience. The average applicant will have 2 to 3 years, like sometimes 4 years of um, work experience prior. This is really important because having that work and life experience, you will be able to bring those life experiences and apply it into the classroom examples. And it makes you more competitive to other applicants in the application process for an MBA. For myself, right after undergraduate degree, I worked for about, I believe, 3.5 years. This makes you a little bit more competitive. So I would highly suggest before considering MBA is to work. Um, Also, another thing is the GMAT exam or the GRE exam. So it's the graduate management admission test. So um, sometimes this exam, it could take 5 to 6 months to prepare, and it includes kind of like verbal reasoning and kind of um, like different factors in testing as well. So in order to be competitive, it's good to aim for a score of about 700 or more. Maximum is about 800. And then some schools, they will take a lower score, like about 650. But it really depends on how much work experience you have, because sometimes the work experience really helps in the application process as well. So those are kind of things that you want to consider when, if you're applying for a top tier school or kind of B-level school. Yeah, so um, when you're applying, like they don't just ask you for your marks in a GMAT exam. They also ask you for kind of like 3 to 5 references from colleagues, professors, as well as kind of old, like sometimes it could be from like even like a character check as well, just on your personality and how you will fit and how you will succeed in the school. So after all your paperwork is in, like to like refine how you will fit in, um, you will like about after a month or so, you will be connected with like an alumni or a current professor, or sometimes even the assistant dean, just kind of like a phone interview, or even just like over a coffee, just to see how you will fit and what your goals are after an MBA. So like just kind of like like a informal interview almost, just to see how like what you want to accomplish with your MBA. Yeah, so like, or sometimes even with an old professor as well. Um, And then also something to consider is the tuition process, or the tuition fee. Sorry. So like even for the application fee itself, it can range from $60 to $150 depending on the school. And then also tuition, so that can range from $45,000 to like 65, or even sometimes 80, so like $80,000, like if it's a top tier school. So it's really important to consider that cost when you are applying for an MBA. But keep in mind that some students, they don't pay for the full cost of it. You can get loans, student loans, or a fellowship, like, or even scholarships. But at the same time, the position that that you hope to obtain after an MBA is like a high paying job or something to further your career or your like your advancement. So like if you are persistent in the way that you apply yourself in job applications, you can get a high paying salary afterwards. So my advice is to kind of like always believe in yourself, believe that you can accomplish anything. Um, so also my advice is to apply to two top schools, two safety schools, and two schools that you will be competent in, so that you can maximize the chances of getting into an MBA. So again, like anything in life, so if you really focus on yourself, really believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything. And from my experience with the MBA program, I found that it really helps me in bringing up my confidence, being able to speak better in meetings with my clients, and also interacting better on a team setting as well. Um, because like I was really fortunate to have been in a classroom setting where I was one of the younger ones. So every one of my peers, like and colleagues, they in the classroom they were about, I would say, 10 to 15 or even more, like years older than me. So I not only learned from the professor in the classroom material, but I also learned a lot about their industry experience as well. So I got a lot to take in that I could apply for my future career and my future life, both professionally and personally. So I'm really happy, and like the people that I've met within my class, like they are also friends for a lifetime, as I've got to know them more personally. So like an MBA overall is a really great experience because it really helps you in advancing your life professionally as well as personally. And it's what was like at 25, 26 years old, I would say that it's one of the best experiences of my life so far. And yeah, so thanks for watching.